Nerd Reactor, roll out.
What's up, Reactorites? John here, and it's time to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home, and this is an exciting time. This is huge. This is a huge movie. This is the third Spider-Man film in the MCU after Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home, and this features Tom Holland. He's back as Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and there's a lot of hype surrounding this movie. Why? Because if you've been watching the trailers and the promotional materials, there are characters that have been revealed that are just huge and mind-blowing. So if you're the type to avoid things, or that want to avoid things like these characters that have been revealed, avoid the trailers, avoid the promotional materials, because in this review, I will be talking about them. So please be warned. And everything outside of those trailers, those promotional materials, I'm going to try not to spoil them. Yeah, so what are my thoughts about this film? After watching this grand epic journey, it has easily become one of my favorite MCU films and easily ranks up there with the top Spider-Man films. And my favorite MCU films include Avengers Endgame, it includes Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and also Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And I would include Infinity War and also Captain America Civil War. And for the Spider-Man films, of course, my favorite will always be the first Spider-Man and the second Spider-Man film with, the first one with the Green Goblin, the second one with Doc Ock, but also Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because that just features all the different Spider-Man characters. And with this, it is up there. It's like, the more I talk about it, it probably will be my favorite Spider-Man film of all time, or so far, and also my top MCU film. And this movie does not disappoint. And even though there are things that were shown in the trailers and promotional materials, like, I was still pleasantly surprised by the film from beginning to end. So for the premise for the film, you have Spider-Man. His true identity has been revealed as Peter Parker, because in the events of Spider-Man Far From Home, you have Mysterio, who's played by Jake Gyllenhaal. He reveals to the world, like, hey, this is Peter Parker. He's a bad guy. And so the world is now on full alert, and Peter Parker has become the most famous person in the world. Everyone's following him. He can't go anywhere without people like, hey, that's Peter Parker. He's going to school. And everyone's just snapping photos, taking pictures, and his life has pretty much been ruined because there's no privacy left. And with Spider-Man, with Peter Parker's journey, it's all about keeping his identity a secret, because villains will know who he is and they're going to go after his loved ones. And with this, he goes to Doctor Strange to ask him to create a spell so that the world doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But the spell doesn't go as planned, and because of that, villains from the different universes start to appear, including villains from Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films like Green Goblin, and you have Sandman, and you have Doc Ock. And you also have other characters like Lizard and Electro from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films. And this has gotten a lot of fans excited, just because, when you watch the trailer, you see this fight with the different villains teaming up. You see this image of, or the video in the trailer. You see clips of like Sandman. You see the Lizard. You also see Electro and Green Goblin and Doc Ock. And this is just such an exciting moment for Spider-Man fans, because Spider-Man fans have always wanted to see Sinister Six, and we're getting to see this huge villain team up together on the big screen, live action. And as for the performances, you have Tom Holland. He's back as Peter Parker, and he brings the character to life once again with his earnest performance. And we also have his friend and loved ones all returning. You have Jacob Batalon as Ned Leeds. You have Zendaya as MJ, Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, and Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan. And these characters have been going on many adventures together, and the cast has delivered their most full-hearted portrayals to date. And this is one emotional journey. Like, I was in tears in many moments in the film. I do want to talk about the villains. Like, you've seen the villains on the screen with Sandman, with Green Goblin, etc. And the trailer and promotional videos, they were released, so it's no secret that you have Alfred Molina. He's returning as Otto Octavius, and Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin, as Norman Osborn. And you also have Jamie Foxx as Electro. And the other characters, like Lizard and Sandman, they're there too. One of the worst kept secrets, but it definitely has fans electrified, including me, just wanting to see this team on the big screen. And it's a trip down memory lane. And I thought they were all extraordinary. And the characters definitely had their moments to shine as they make jokes, as they talk about things, as they talk about what happened to their characters in the previous films. And I believe it's like the filmmakers have been listening in on our conversations, fans' conversations about these characters. And there are updates to the characters. Some of the characters, for example, you see Doc Ock's tentacle has been changed a bit, and you see Electro having a different look. And I have enjoyed these characters, just their banter with each other. And there's just so many things I want to talk about it, but I just want you guys to experience it firsthand when you watch it in theaters or wherever it is it's released. So yeah, in conclusion, Spider-Man No Way Home is everything I can wish for in a Spider-Man film, and it has easily become my favorite, one of my favorites to date. It's a wild, emotional, joyous, and nostalgic journey that's a huge love letter to fans. And Tom Holland, he's just wonderful as always. And the villains and the members of Team Spider-Man, they all have their moments to shine. And just seeing this all on screen has been a delight. So let me know what your thoughts are once the movie comes out on the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. With that said, I'm John, and I'll see you guys next time.